Tonight, a Pacific Northwest on the edge, record flooding, mass evacuations, and the rising cost of extreme weather. Good evening, I'm Kelly, and you're watching American Bulletin. Let me begin with this. Sometimes nature whispers, sometimes it warns, and sometimes it roars so loudly that the world has no choice but to stop and listen. Before we get deeper into tonight's break-in coverage, if you appreciate in-depth reporting delivered without noise or bias, make sure to like this video. It truly helps us reach more viewers during emergencies like this. Over the past several days, the Pacific Northwest has found itself face-to-face with a roaring giant, a massive atmospheric river system unleashing relentless rainfall, swelling rivers beyond historic limits, and forcing thousands of residents across Washington and Oregon to flee for safety. What began as a forecast has now become a full-blown crisis, testing communities, infrastructure, and emergency forces on a scale rarely seen. This is not the kind of winter rain locals are used to. This is an atmospheric river, a colossal, sky-born river of moisture stretching thousands of miles across the Pacific, funneling warm tropical air straight into the Northwest. It's the kind of system that can turn a drizzle into a deluge, and a deluge into a disaster. If you're following this story along with us tonight, don't forget to subscribe to American Bulletin. We're committed to bringing you accurate, fast, and thoughtful updates every time major events unfold. In Washington, rivers like the Skagit, Snohomish, and Snoqualmie began rising at alarming speeds, pushing past flood stages and threatening to break long-standing records. Rural valleys, farmlands, and small towns that normally brace for seasonal storms found themselves overwhelmed. Streets disappeared under several feet of water. Major highways were shut down due to mudslides and debris. Power outages spread across multiple counties, leaving thousands in the dark as emergency crews battled both the storm and the clock. But beyond the charts and forecasts are the people living through this nightmare. Families filled sandbags into the night, trying desperately to keep water from creeping into their homes. Parents carried children through knee-deep water toward evacuation shuttles. Elderly residents were helped into rescue boats, clutching whatever belongings they could save in those desperate minutes. The emotional weight of this event is immense, and as we continue this coverage, I encourage you to stay with us by subscribing, because this story is still developing and will require ongoing updates in the days ahead. The state government has declared an emergency, mobilizing resources from every corner of the region. National Guard units are working alongside firefighters, police, and volunteers. Evacuation orders have been issued in multiple towns, and officials are urging residents in vulnerable zones to leave immediately. The priority right now is protecting life. Everything else can be rebuilt, but the hours ahead are crucial for those still in harm's way. As this storm rages, the broader climate conversation returns to the forefront. Atmospheric rivers have long been a part of West Coast winters, but the intensity we're now seeing reflects a warming world. Warmer oceans create storms capable of carrying unprecedented amounts of moisture. The result? Rainfall events that break records, stress infrastructure, and leave communities with less and less recovery time between disasters. This isn't just weather anymore, it's a long-term pattern demanding attention and preparation. The scale of this event is staggering. Trillions of gallons of water have drenched the region, submerging farmlands, overwhelming levees, and destabilizing hillsides. Landslides are blocking highways, isolating towns, and cutting off emergency routes. Drainage systems, built decades ago for far milder storms, are simply not keeping up. What we are witnessing is a collision between modern climate extremes and outdated infrastructure, a challenge the nation will have to confront well beyond this week's storms. Meteorologists warn that even more rainfall could sweep through the Northwest. Because the soil is already saturated and rivers are full, even moderate rainfall could trigger additional flooding or landslides. Officials are urging everyone to remain alert, follow emergency notifications closely, and avoid all floodwaters. Even a shallow current can be deadly, and debris beneath the surface makes flooded roads extremely dangerous. Recovery will not be quick. Homes will need to be rebuilt, roads reopened, and families supported as they navigate the emotional and financial aftermath. But despite the destruction, what stands out across the Pacific Northwest is resilience. Neighbors helping neighbors, volunteers showing up at evacuation centers with warm food and clothes, first responders risking everything to protect their communities. Their determination reminds us that even in the darkest storms, humanity shines the brightest. And before we close tonight's report, let me say this. If you value calm, fact-driven journalism in moments of crisis, make sure you like this video and subscribe to American Bulletin. It ensures you stay informed, and it helps independent reporting remain strong during times when people need it most. I'm Kelly, and this has been American Bulletin. Stay safe, stay prepared, and stay with us as we continue bringing you updates throughout the night.